Took your screen, no? Remember?
Yeah, I'm good.
Leilani. Welcome back. We're here at the National Sports Center, Flora Duffy Southfield Stadium, where Bermuda have defeated Grenada by a score of 6-0. Leilani Nisbet with a hat trick, Nia Christopher with 2, and Victoria Davis scoring the other. Bermuda did hold a 2-0 lead at the break, and very, very impressive performance from start to finish, I think. Punchy, give us your take on the overall performance of the Bermuda team.
Oh, I thought it was really a good performance, but really. Grenada showed some very good enthusiasm, but very impressed. You know, it started a little bit slow, but very impressive result. Especially you could see the enthusiasm what it did to the crowd too. You know, I thought the 2-0 lead at halftime really helped, but a good result the first time out. You know, once they got past the nerves and start settling down, you start seeing some very good football here. You know.
Maceo, give us your sense of what you saw.
It's always impressive to watch girls play, the intelligence of the girls. They make very correct decisions. Everything they were doing was correct. Even sometimes when they couldn't execute, the thought process was very, very correct. And that Nisbet is a touch above everything. You can see she was pulling every single screen in there. She was directly responsible for 6 of the goals, while the scoring them all, setting them up, and she starts to bring other players into the match. She gets deep, you know. So it's very impressive. And again, these are the matches that we're supposed to beat. And Grenada wasn't a pushover. It's not like they came here to allow us to win. They didn't come here to allow us to win. They did some very correct things, but we scored at very appropriate times to release the pressure on it, and then we start to manage the game. And that's the other piece. You know, what I would have liked to see a little bit more of us starting to manage the game. Sometimes we were eager to go forward to bring the goal. Now that we know that we have the result, let's see how we can manage the game and bring something in. But impressive.
Well, the thing is, you talk about Leilani, obviously her being at Florida State, a D1 school, they are national champions.
Yeah.
A class above where she trains, where she plays, the fact that she's going to be fitter than everybody else. And you saw that against the Dominican Republic, and you saw that same energy, enthusiasm, and everything that she was able to put into the game and help guide the team. Getting that first goal was crucial, because at times they looked as if they were frustrating themselves in the final third. She got the goal, it settled down, they got that second goal, and kind of was in control. What I really, really appreciated and liked the most was the fact that there were times where they just wanted to stay in possession of the ball, and they knocked it around enough to give each other the confidence to move on. Nia didn't have the best of games, but you saw how they kept her involved in the game, giving her the short pass, allowing her to come back and get the ball. You know, sometimes it's not going to be your day, but it's how your teammates rally around you to help you stay in the game.
That goes to the point that I keep making. Women are intelligent. They're way ahead. I don't know why they fight for equal rights with them, because they're already way ahead of us, right? They're way ahead of us in their intelligence and how they make it. And I'll bring up a situation in the game. Davis, Victoria Davis, the goal she scored. She didn't have to be told that as a new goalkeeper in their test.
Right.
She didn't have to be told that.
Right.
But that was a guy we probably had to tell him to cast it. She made that on-spot decision right there. Okay, this new goalkeeper came in. Well, I'm gonna put a ball right on it. Let's see what she's about.
Right.
So that's the intelligence of like. So it was pleasing to see, and I hope this is motivation for our country as what our girls are capable of, and how we start to invest in them going forward into the next stage of what we're going to do.
One of the things I hope we get the chance to hear from the coaches, what she would have said to the girls at halftime. Because I know, although she'd have been pleased with the overall performance up to that point, there were some talent signs that they were, giving up space in the back. Grenada created a few chances. Like any other team, you're going to get a chance here or there, but it's making sure that back four understood your defenders first, because there were times that they looked like they wanted to get involved in the attack, and that I think that became an anxious thing more than a keeping control of things.
I think sometimes Mason and I sit together. That's at times we're in control of the game 2-0. And you still see a lot of miscued passes that should have been just correct. And I thought at times, so we're watching a few things. What was still again most impressive is that the structure of what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to play like. You saw it tonight. You see what's been implemented. There's still no questions about quality in certain parts of the certain parts of the team.
Yes.
But you still, I do think that again, it's Grenada. Grenada's going to, I'm sure, just like in women's football. But very impressive and very good for the country in terms of the result. But I think the result was paramount tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the game started, I looked around at the Grenada team and I said they have all youngsters on the field.
Well,
But believe it or not, as the goalkeeper was substituted, I asked her what's the average age of the team, and her answer was 22. The goalkeeper that started the match was 21.
Okay.
She looked like she was about 16.
16. That came on looked like she was about 12.
Yeah, she said the average age of the team was 22. And I'm standing there shocked because the appearance, one, is like we went through the same thing with our young ladies who were mismatched at times. And clearly, I mean, down the middle, if you looked at their because they played three in the middle down the back. Those three were solid. And they gave Mia a tough time. If she got cross one, there was the other two right there ready to battle. So they figured out, let's stop Mia, but they couldn't stop Leilani because of her movement off the ball.
But Mia's habits for me, I see the temptation to play a striker, but her habits of a winger. The habits are coming from outside where you can mark.
Right.
Because once you can play that ball in that space and our speed comes into play, because you see what she wants to do with the ball. When she gets it, she's not learning to secure the ball and drop it and get the second run.
Yeah.
She goes for the first run.
Yes.
But on the wing, I think you now create a goal scoring winger. Now I don't know what I was saying here to say somebody a striker goes there. So like even as I'm now looking at the game against the Dominican Republic after 70 minutes, do we put Leilani up striker?
Right.
Do we get after that consistent ability? She can actually be a one-man show.
Right.
So she can be a one-man show, but then you risk what she throws.
Yeah.
For the team. So it's like that.
Yeah.
That
It was interesting. It was interesting that they played Koa so high. Because Koa is usually a fullback. And I mean, she handled herself rather well. I mean, for one thing that was lacking was those timely crosses, but she was making the positive runs. Looking to get in the right positions. And if that's a testament of what she's able to do, give her more time there.
Well, I think the fullback and the winger now is the same thing.
Well, yeah.
I think because the modern day winger, what they're doing, they're
Getting forward.
And they see the same picture. So I think they're capable of being the same thing. So what I saw the reason for Cora being there, because what Cora would do would bring a defensive presence high up the field.
Yes.
So she bring a defensive presence high up the field, which is winning the ball high up the field. Maybe the difference in a winger is not so readily to press the ball and win it.
Right.
But I think in the modern day, we're pressing as part of the modern day. A fullback and a winger are the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Earl, when they say what was so impressive, again, being involved with every single aspect. She actually took the game over herself, single-handedly. But not excluding other players that have too.
Ava Fraser, the captain.
Wonderful job. Wonderful job tonight. But just seeing when people actually see it live, it's like, okay, you pick up the newspaper, you read about Nesbitt, and she's playing for Florida State. I'm like, all right. Okay, she wins the championship. So what she's surrounded with, the quality. And that's what Macy and I discussed this game earlier. Watch her just take the game over. What's the spaces that she plays? When she recognizes stuff. So there was a lot of good stuff that the Bermuda public could see, that the person that they read about all the time.
Right.
It's like, Imagine we were watching when Clarence Hill was boxing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
So anyway, the point that I'm making here, a very good result, a very positive country in the future. I mean, a lot of young people, young girls here, families, very good atmosphere here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
very good
I
atmosphere.
felt the
Yeah.
crowd done their part.
Yes.
Kept encouraging the girls to keep going on, to stay focused, and so forth. And they allowed the coaches to be the coaches. You know what I mean? There obviously you're going to get a few people trying to direct traffic with players on the field, especially fathers or mothers telling their daughters trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the coaches handled those situations rather well.
But Keelan spoke about it earlier, blocking out the noise.
Yes.
And the girls blocked out the noise.
Yes.
Even at halftime, when they were being encouraged from the crowd, they kept their face straight.
Right.
I watched, and those are the details that I watched. They kept the face straight. They walked in the change room and blocking out the noise and staying consistent to what they're being taught
Right.
and what's being asked of them.
Yeah.
So I saw the ability that they have to be consistent to what's being asked from them.
Right.
But the other thing I want to add, to add NBC. Let me on the show Sunday. They talk about structure, how teams play, and I thought at times I was like, wow, this is real good structure. They play out the back. There are still parts of the game that can be learned. They will learn more in difficult situations, in times when you just need to keep the ball more. Just be patient. When you're leading too often, how to manage the game.
Yes.
Sometimes that's still a question, but I'm just happy for not only the result at time and how exactly how the team reacted. And the other thing is that Mason not talking about. They were they scored a goal. They were very. It's like you don't see them running up. They're very humble. I'm glad. Yeah, I guess that's the word for it.
Yeah.
They're humble is all, but they were very humble. And that makes being involved coaching girls, coaching young women. Just the reaction.
They know.
Let's get back because we've got more business to do.
Yeah, it was very
Literally
good to watch. It was very good.
Who deserves a mention too is the young Linda Cabral.
Emily,
yes.
I think she's probably only going to be about 18.
Yeah,
17,
yeah.
18. So,
yeah.
And
she works well with Denny, so those two on the same side.
We watched her ability on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Her ability on the ball was phenomenal, and the decisions she makes in dribbling. So that is a pleasure to see. When you look at players of that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm playing this wide position. I was asking, they said, oh, she looks, she drops her shoulder. When she really start getting into wide.
What you trying to say? She watched some tapes of you?
I haven't seen no tapes of me. But the other thing is the goal that the save that was made by the goalkeeper.
Yes.
When the ball went wide and knocked behind, I think it was in the 50. Remember me saying the 20th minute. When the ball was knocked, when the ball was knocked wide, she immediately picked up a good position.
Yes.
And the goalkeeper, she just the save was
right.
Everybody was supporting the save, but the point is what position she took up.
Right.
And I'm telling you, she's I don't know, she's young, she's very enthusiastic, but
yeah.
It's really good. It's really good to watch.
Yeah.
But what's her name again?
Emily Cabral.
Emily Cabral.
All right. Yep. So we're joined now by the coach and captain of the Grenada team. We want to say welcome first of all. Coach, come up tonight.
Well, I think we had a great night, despite that we lost 16. I think the girls, they went there and did their best, knowing that we had a horrible trip here and have to adapt to the weather. I think they did well, and I must say congratulations to Bermuda. I think it was a better side tonight, and they deserve to win. But I think we did well.
Yeah. And for you, Captain, your name again? Rashana? Ranisha. Sorry. Ranisha, what was it like for you and your teammates?
Well, I think we did a good job. Sometimes I didn't think we were focused, and we was lacking a little bit. Hats off to Bermuda. I think they did a great job. They were communicating. I think they did better than us.
Mhm.
and they deserve to win.
Sure.
Personally.
Yeah. So what have you learned, you and your team learned over this period of the tournament?
Well, I think we need to work on our communication and like stay more focused because like I think like we get frustrated too fast and like that break down the team a lot. So if we stay together as a team, we're gonna do better.
For you tonight, was there any one point in the game that sort of turned things around? Even it might have been like the game was still close, but there was a turning point for you that turned it in the wrong direction.
But I think we started up a little slow in the first half. We conceded two goals, but I think second half we started playing football because we went there to really get a goal, and then it didn't happen. They ended up breaking us. I think that's very sad. On the third goal.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, we want to thank you very much. Safe journey back to Grenada. All the best in your progress in football, women, especially women's football.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. Well, guys, you heard from the Grenada coach and the Grenada captain, just taking into account what how they felt about tonight, which is important that they stick together. The captain has said, they have to stick together, and I think getting some advice from Bermuda of how to stick together, it would be something worthwhile for them.
We talked about this, and this is a challenge to us as a Bermuda as we were ahead of this here. I think Grenada did a lot of the right things in the game and had the right behaviors in the game, although they didn't get the result. Is I want to see where they are in 5 years because I can see they're on a journey forward. So I want to see exactly where they are in five years with what they're doing. I don't think they should be disappointed about their performance or with the way they played tonight. They did a lot of correct things.
Yeah, Punchy, what did you hear from them?
I just like I told Macy, I just think it's just affecting their enthusiasm.
Mm,
Hey, look, 3-0 down. They were being outplayed, and it just never gave up the tackles.
right.
I just like again having a conversation with my nephew on time, saying, no, they just don't give up.
Yeah.
More at times where we would talk about Grenada in about 4 or 5 years.
Mm,
All right, we're there, where we are.
right.
But I do applaud them. I don't know how much they've traveled, what it would be like for them in terms of what's happening in their country in terms of women's football.
Mm,
But the most important part for me is that they never gave up. Nobody was pointing fingers.
right.
You can see the coaching staff was still doing what like point and they worked hard.
Mm,
So that's a good start for them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a good start for them. Hopefully, for them it'll be okay. But for us, again, very well done.
Right.
Very well done.
Well, we're joined now by the head coach of the Bermuda women's national team in Ms. Robinson, Coach Keita. To her right is Leilani Nisbet, and to her left is Captain Eva Franzoni. First of all, Coach, sum up tonight's performance.
Again, we spoke pre-match, and it was about connecting the dots. It was about the players getting on the field and showing them, the things that we're working on, and to put on a performance. I think we started slow. I think we started, and I say slow, we didn't play how we wanted to play. We rushed a lot of our passes, and we didn't work to build the ball early enough in the match. But again, the objective was to go out and to get a victory and to get a pretty big victory. When you play these games, watch your opposition leading up into the match, and we felt confident enough to get the victory tonight. But we had to keep the players wrong. But I think the girls came out and did what we wanted them to do. Wanted to build on what we had at the back. We are not a lot earlier in the match. So we attempted to do it, but very impressive with how the group played.
That's a game coming about, isn't it? I gotta go for her jacket. She didn't want it. Still on fire from tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I'm Captain. You've been with these girls battling. What was your impression of tonight's battle?
mean, we're all fired up. We did what we wanted to do. We wanted to come out here and show Bermuda what we're made of. Wanted to make a mark as we keep taking steps forward. You know, I don't have words right now. I mean, this is just amazing. It's the first time women's football as Bermuda has played at home ground. So many girls stepped up to the plate. We finished, you know, on halftime. We wanted to do more. We know, like Coach said, we came out nerves, a little bit slow, so we wanted to just keep going forward. And now we're just so excited on what's next. And I'm really proud of every single person a part of our team.
Yeah. And Leilani, how important was that first girl to settle down the team? Because it looked like we were getting a bit antsy there.
Just being able to slow down how we're playing, make sure, like, obviously with the crowd in, like there were nerves, but I think we understood what we needed to do and understood how we could play, and then it was just about getting the first goal and then leading up to that. And I think the goals were like good goals, like, you know, show hands or whatever it is. I think we played some good football leading up to the goals, and definitely a lot to take from it. That was good.
So reflect on that, on the captain, see the significance, not just the result, obviously qualification wasn't there, but to play in front of a home crowd for the first time, nearly 800 people here on home soil. Talk me through the significance of that and the pride for the girls playing in front of a home crowd as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been talked about since the draw happened, and since we knew we were going to be playing that game. Unfortunately, we couldn't play the game in Ireland, but very significant because with what we have moving forward, you know, the next set of competitions, we now have a crowd. You know, we'll have more than 800 now. You know, people will come out to watch these girls, and I've been seeing it forever. This team deserves to play. They deserve to play. The amount of work that they are putting, you know, the local players and the overseas players have just put so much effort and work, and they understand where they need to be and what they need to do to be able to perform. And this wasn't even their best performance, you know, but it was a performance that we needed to get across on it. And, you know, it was very good at the end. You know, seeing the fans and clapping for the girls and hearing the comments, how much they enjoyed the game, and it could have gone on for another 20 minutes. And, you know, those type of things. So that's what we wanted to bring tonight to the game.
It's like a major step for the women's game, not just for the national team, but in general, to have this first step, this big step. You said the future's bright, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we had the under 15 girls and girls. We had our under 17 on Monday. To have their World Cup qualified. We had a couple of years girls along this trip. Number 19 that we brought up, this was dummy under 17 years. So, you know, they gave her a little taste as well. You know, she's nervous. So, you know, it just it shows the younger girls have. Like, you can be this person. So it's great for the team.
And it's felt very lovely to have a home crowd. You know, you said the captain clapping. You know, if we're trying to go 20 minutes of clapping, it's been on for a long time. How special is that for you? I mean, you play around the world and not have fans to have a home crowd. Correct.
It really is. It's undescribable. Like, it's hard to put it into words. You know, we have our family, we have our friends up there, and I experienced it at U20, and I just was so excited for these other girls to experience it, and also just knowing what is to come. I really hope that a lot of people have seen what we are capable of, and like Coach said, we also know that we are competitive tonight. And I'm just so excited for what the future and what Bermuda football is really going to do, because this is truly just the start, and we are making such good steps to such a great future.
Any questions, Rob?
Nikita,
Oh,
can you highlight some of the performances you thought were outstanding?
Oh, definitely. Obviously, Leilani, not just in rules, but her work rate. You know, that's been her work rate for all the time. I'm still getting tonight. She got a chance to do more than that. I think Ava Sarah was gone a bit more in the second half. The first half, and then the second half. Nia Christopher, again, you know, she's pretty consistent as well. And that Victoria Davis has been solid. She's played every minute of every match in this tournament, and she's just been phenomenal. And to score the goal that she scored tonight is definitely more for her. In other areas, you know, we continue to be in position. Emily Cabral usually operates as a 6 or 8. You know, we put her outside at the 7 position. But, you know, as a whole, the team performed well. You know, the players played to their level. And so, you know, it's difficult to just single out players as I did just now. But, you know, I think that everyone in their roles played well. Janae Edwards got her first start and played 890. She's been working to get to that position. So she showed what she could do. Yeah, obviously my goalkeeper didn't have a goal, of course. But she did when she was over the pond. I mean, she was good.
What's your big takeaway?
Um, my big takeaway from tonight is that we does understand how we other people play, and that we know that with more games, we're going to be able to show and be able to play even better the way how we want to play, defensively and offensively. Um, the hard part as a coach now is that I couldn't get everybody to see it. And one of the takeaways from that is that understanding that that's a part of the game and knowing that they just have to keep working hard to get their chance. So I'm looking forward to what the future holds for us. And I can't really pinpoint one takeaway. Just as a prior experience, it's a lot for me to not go on my vacation and I always laugh when I get a chance and watch them play.
Any questions?
Yeah. Actually, for me, a comment. I'm there on my boat with you girls, getting ready, but and I was highly impressed with you girls' ability to read all the circumstances of the game and link the game together. That was evident. That was very evident in what circumstances and who needs what at what time, making correct passes to the correct people at the correct time. Where does that experience come from that you girls have to read the circumstances of the game?
I mean, um, for Leilani and I, we've had a lot of football, but at the same time, like Coach says, we understand the system that we're trying to play now. So it really comes from that. It comes from the preparation that we've had together. We haven't had a huge lot of preparation. That's why I'm so excited for what's going to come into the future when we have more games. But doing the right path and doing the right thing is a collective understanding of what we're trying to do, where we're trying to build, and where when then we move it into our shape. And we really have a system what we're trying to do and what we're trying to play. And I think from our experiences and that we collected together and from coach and all of and everyone that's helped us, it comes to that. But it definitely comes down to we understand what we're trying to do. And it'll only get better as we keep having more experiences and we'll become even better in 2023. Yeah, I think to add on to what Ava said, it's kind of nice to hear that because unfortunately, like we don't have an opportunity to be with each other collectively throughout the course of the year. So for the short time that we have, I know that there's a bunch like with football, it's also like learning about the specific demands and specific ways in which we're made to play. And like it's kind of nice to hear that we see that we work well with one another and are able to read different teammates. Like once we do get that exposure, we do get that amount of time to be able to continue to play with each other. That's just going to get better and greater. And that's part of football is learning how Ava plays, how does she want the ball to be played, and not the ball to a leader, to a player, and to a colleague. And I think that's just it's like definitely like rewarding to hear that.
But I tell you why I said that, because I actually think girls more got into sports, right? They pick up
That's my motto.
yeah, I know you didn't want to say it, right? I actually think you're fun. And as me, yeah, as my uncle here was sitting there watching the game and analyzing the game and seeing the correctness, and even sometimes when the execution didn't happen, but the correctness of the thought of it, you can see that. Whereas it's different with boys. You have to actually coach the thought process in them. Because you girls have a very good thought process. I just want to commend you on that ability to read all the circumstances. And one situation that I highlighted in there was Victoria Davis in the free kick. She knew the new goalkeeper came, and she didn't have to be Phil Castro. She came in, she had a free kick there. She changed the dynamics of the free kick rather than putting it on the counter spot. She put it on the goalkeeper. They have to do something there, and that's a high level of intelligence. You know, and I think you girls need to be commended for the intelligent piece that you have in adding to the game. So I wish you well in the future and building on that.
I mean, if I could speak to that too,
Yeah.
the joy of coaching these young ladies, right? The double up mentality, right? So we call them cerebral players, the players that are able to think. And we put them into situations like we show them on the computer, we use boards, we do all of that stuff, and then we go over it and we go over it and we go over it, so that because we don't get a lot of time together with them, we have to make sure that the repetition of what it is we're trying to do is done. And they pick it up. It's so exciting. They get it so quickly, and then they're able to execute it, right? And that is the joy of coaching this group, is knowing that we really we really battened down a real game plan just before we played Jamaica because we haven't had anything since 2018 with these players. So we really, have to think, thought out how it is we're going to look to play in this particular tournament. And now that we have it, there's going to be tweaks to the formation. Different teams require different things, but we now have an understanding of basically how we want to play it. And now moving forward, it's going to be so much easier because they get it. Like it's always been in our head, when I was in theirs, they get it, and the adjustments on the field always be easy. Though, say thank you very much for that comment.
Well, ladies, congratulations. Joe well done. But as the coach said in the pre-show, you're at the end of the beginning.
For the beginning.
Okay? So we'd like to see you back out on the field sometime soon in our colors, representing us. And again, coach, you're right. You'll see more people now coming out. Yeah. All right? Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, guys, you've heard from the coach, captain, and the hat trick scorer. A night that I don't think they'll ever forget.
Really, even the whole session, what we're doing here, it just, was fun. It trained here in the Bermuda in terms of it's because you see people like with jerseys got Nesbitt's name in the back,
Yes.
and young girls. But when I was looking around, I was like, wow, these young girls, well, we have something here.
Yeah.
So it bodes well for the country in terms of future. All we have to do is add or keep going with what we're doing, what's happening now. And don't just not be a one-off.
Yeah.
This can't be just a one-off.
Yeah.
I think it happens too much in this country.
Yes.
Where we get to these tournaments, okay, what happens
What
next?
happens next?
Yeah.
And then there's a drop off.
It's a drop off, yeah. So they will be on the front page tomorrow
Mm.
on the World Set.
You hope?
Yes, they will. Yeah, they will. I hope so. Yeah. What has been achieved here, not just on the field, getting to what the whole everybody support.
Okay.
And so
Well, one thing for sure, I know Dax is listening, and so the rest of the RG people because they watch all the time. So they just changed it from the back page to the front page.
Thank you.
But not only that, seriously, when we're talking about Nesbitt,
Right.
people like seeing just her movements.
Really,
Her brilliant moves.
Yeah.
it's amazing to
yeah,
watch.
it's not just an enthusiasm; it's for quality.
Yeah.
It's like she just, and as the game wore on, better. She got better and better, and that doesn't exclude the other players. The middle squad that didn't do well,
Right.
but you can see when she's playing at that level.
Mhm.
And again, Mason and I discussed. Imagine if we had what would happen when we keep building players like this, more young players, more young girls. I'm saying to the families, yes, support the football, let the young girls play, and we're gonna have more players like her, and the captain here,
Yeah.
the captain, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, Eva, who showed leadership.
She actually was playing in Sweden prior to the lockdown and all.
So that's what we talked in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like the world's an oyster. You could be anywhere now. You could be in the United States with a scholarship. You could be in England, and then you can also go to Europe and play.
Yeah.
Just so it's like maybe. Oh, we have a gold mine here. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was really impressed, really happy with the support here.
Yes, definitely. Encouraging. Very encouraging.
Very encouraging.
Well, guys, we made it through. We were here to bring it before and after the game. We want to thank you folks for watching. We hope to be able to do this on a regular basis, but especially at international matches here at the National Sports Center with our football teams, whether it be the males, females, under 17s, under 15s. We just want to be able to give it just that extra more, life to it, And I think we were able to do a bit of that tonight, and we're glad that we had the opportunity to have the hat trick scorer, the coach, and the captain on just to answer a few questions and just give it that more in depth.
And I have to say that when you ask them questions, they actually shows how much they know about the game.
Yes.
How they respond to the details.
Yes.
The girls show how much they know about the game. When they open up their mouth, they know the detail and they're reading it.
Yes.
And that's I mean, as a male, I took a long time to understand the game and learn it. but you can see the detail. They know the detail of the game.
Yes, yeah,
They know the intimate detail of
definitely.
the game, and it's a pleasure to watch. It's intelligence, and that's what the international game is. The international game now is about intelligence.
Hmm.
It's more about intelligence. And yes, you gotta have technique, you gotta have fitness, you gotta have strategy, but it's also about intelligence and when, where, and why.
Yes.
They show that they know the when, where, and why.
Hmm.
They show that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, before you go to this next, right?
And that's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Leilani,
As the game wore on, you just showed. She just showed just where she's been playing at that level.
Hmm.
The space that she created for herself, the amount of passes that if I had to like say, okay, let's chart it for
Hmm.
you, like that'll be like 95. You name it, it was almost near perfect.
Yeah.
But again, more as more younger people move overseas, go play, get into colleges, then our level of quality is going to increase.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it starts here. Organization, which we talked with the president about the women's football, how important it is for young girls in this country.
Yeah.
And I really do. It's very important what we saw tonight.
I do want to make the final comment by saying this, that where Leilani is in school and she's learned how to play with a team, there could be times where a player like her will come back and just try to dominate and do everything herself.
We talked about that, didn't
yes.
we?
But she actually included her teammates
We talked
Yes.
about that.
in it
Yes.
because she realizes I can't do it all by myself. Now, what we need to make sure is that the next group that do go into that same space come back with that same mentality, because then the team actually benefits as opposed to the individual benefits.
Exactly.
All right?
I thought she carried her character really showed tonight.
Yeah.
I thought she just worked hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we will be back on Sunday with the football show, and by then we should know who the finalists are for the FA Cup. Because on Saturday it is Denby Town and Devonshire Cougars up at PHC, and then on Sunday at the Wellington Oval it's PHC and North Village. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for this evening. We'll see you Sunday evening, 6 o'clock, for the football show. Folks, enjoy your night.